Alrighty, we are back, and the party did some discussing of some plans, which turned out to be moot because the guys that they were planning to follow have already left, unfortunately. Alright, so, let's see what you guys want to do now that you've discovered that. Leva and Lafdul already left to go back to Ockar, I believe.
Braxon's going out to the street to see if he can see any sign of them.
Okay. No, you do not.
Okay, then he goes back in, finds the servant, and says, "Would you mind telling my master that I am now ready to leave?"
And your master is?
Call for me. I think I'm there with my real name.
Yeah. All right. I'll say. I'll say Lever.
And oh, is that one of the elves?
Yes. Yes. One of the elves.
All right.
Yeah.
I will return shortly. All right. Leva and Lafdul. Now, Leva, you said that you were kind of going to be staying close to Ockar.
I said that because I didn't know where Ryuta's residency was, as you reminded me. Yes.
Okay. And Lafdul, are you staying with them as well, or did you go back up to the balcony?
I'm staying with them.
Okay.
I have no other ulterior motive.
Okay. Well, I was just, wondering if you were planning to keep an eye on the whole crowd kind of thing, like you were before, but
No.
it's fine. All right.
This is a wealthy mansion, there's a lot of places to loot. The thoughts now crossed my mind.
Took you a while. All right. You guys are together, kind of watching over Homiko, and a servant comes up to you, Leva, and says, "Excuse me, milady, but your servant would like to discuss something with you."
Okay. I'm coming.
And he leads you back to the same room that you were in before. And Braxon is there.
Hi, Braxon.
They've gone.
I'm not surprised. Do we know where to?
They've gone. They were gone when we left the room.
Okay.
I'm gonna head down to the town. Can you get Lafdul to come out?
Let's see. Do you want him in the room, or shall we just leave?
I'm gonna go out the front. Get Lafdul to pop out.
Okay. I go back and I tell Lafdul.
What? We're leaving? There's so many pockets to... Oh, yes, we're leaving. After looks sad for some reason, but Lever just doesn't understand why.
All right, you guys get out to the front.
I wave goodbye to the people that are leaving.
So you're basically out there. Braxon is there waiting for you.
Oh,
Oh,
we tell
we-
Ockar as well that we are leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying behind to keep an eye on Himiko in case something happens around here.
Okay.
Hang on, wasn't Lever gonna stay?
Well, if you follow it, but there's nothing to follow, so we can leave as a group.
Yeah, we just people back at the master
Nope.
residence.
Leva comes with you, so that's it.
Okay.
Pack away
All right,
these
then.
nice clothes.
Let's
Yeah. Wasted.
let's head down to where Yeldan told us he was going and see if we can hook up with him.
I want to get my equipment first.
All right then. Well, I can give you your sword back as soon as we get out of sight of the servants, and then we
Yeah.
can head off down the road. We can pop by the place we're staying at, and then maybe Yeldan's already back there. Should we get back to the house then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Higgimus and Ockar, is your plan to just wait until the Mashta family is ready to leave and just go back with them to the house?
Well, first, I'm gonna have a servant give a message to the father that I need to have a word with him once he's done with his meeting. That kind of thing, and yeah, other than that, yeah.
Okay. All right, then. While Braxon, Lafdul, and Leva are making their way back to the Mashta residence, we'll take care of that. You get a servant and tell him that you would like to speak with Mashta Nobleon, and about 15-20 minutes later, Mashta shows up with the servant and comes over to you and quietly says, "Yes, you needed to speak with me, Sir Ockar?"
Okay. Okay, we had a bit of an issue. There was a situation where Himiko vanished for a bit with this man Ryuto, and it was one
Vanished,
of
you
those
say?
situations when we found her. When we got here, she was, not herself, you could say. But when I found her with Ryuto, she was all better again. And I have a feeling that the thing behind this is Ryuto, and we should arrange for them not to be around each other anymore.
So you believe he is the spirit, then?
I believe either he's a spirit, or he's commanding a spirit to do this.
Okay. This is worrying, but I am glad that you have worked this out.
I had found them outside in this courtyard area, alone together.
I have concluded my business here, so I think it's best that we leave a little early and make our way home. I will need to ponder this and think on what I need to do.
I
If
just wanted you
there's
to be
anything that
informed.
you can think of to do to eliminate this spirit's influence on my daughter, I would greatly appreciate it. But yes, I think we should make our...
Well, it appears he has been giving gifts to her, which could be part of what is influencing her.
He nods thoughtfully at that. He's kind of thinking about, what that might all entail. Let's...
I'm
I think we should leave then. We can discuss this more at home. I don't really want to discuss this too much in a public environment like this.
That sounds good. Let me go inform Higgimus that we're going to be heading out.
I will get my daughter.
Okay. And I'm going to go and find Higgimus and tell him that we're about to head out.
Okay. Yeah, unless there's something that you guys wanted to do on the way back, it's going to be pretty uneventful.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Then in that case, you guys are actually going to get back to the Mashta residence as Lafdul, at least Lafdul is, done changing back into his normal outfit and getting his other gear and stuff like that.
On the way, I probably would have described exactly what had happened with the whole Ryuto thing.
All right. He then in that case on the trip back, he kind of hung back a little bit with you and let Higgimus kind of escort his daughter, so to speak, so that there's a bit of a distance, so that you two could talk quietly without her overhearing.
I'm gonna talk about the whole thing, like them suddenly vanishing when I was distracted for a slight second, find them in the courtyard, him being angry, just going into as much detail as I can about exactly what had happened.
Yes, I do not know what kind of spirit he is, but this is very worrying. I could certainly ask this Ryuto fellow to leave us alone, but given that he is a spirit, there's not much that my words would actually do in that regard. It might be best for you to confront him directly.
Well, that is certainly a plan. And I believe that some of my friends are probably getting ready to do that as we speak, most likely, since I've informed them of this as well.
Maybe we should discuss this more with them when we get back home.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay. All right. So you guys. All right. Leva, Lafdul, and Braxon. You'd gotten back to the Mashta residence. Yeldan is already there. Relaxing or doing some fletching or whatever it is he does in his spare time.
Here's a question for our GM. Does the end justify the means?
What?
In Brawl law?
Um.
In other words, we captured this guy. We found out that he's causing harm to Hamiko. But we broke into his house. We did a lot of illegal things, so to speak. But we know for certain he is the cause of someone else's distress or whatever. Because we're about to plan a heist or a break-in or whatever, and we're gonna go there to confirm whether or not. Well, we're gonna find out that he is the cause, but we need to prove that he is the cause. If we can't prove it,
a lot of it depends on what the circumstances are and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we need to prove that he's a spirit, or at least has malicious intent.
"Quote unquote" prove. I mean, it's not like you need a proof in a modern court of law or a mathematical proof or a scientific proof or something like that. You need to be able to convince the authorities that he is a danger and everything like that, and what you did was for the betterment of Brawl or the betterment of people on Brawl or something like that. And if in the progress of doing this you set fire to a whole district, no, that's not going to cover it. So,
but the authorities are most likely to believe us because we were right the last time.
Yeah.
Doesn't give us authority within ourselves to act as we please, though.
No, but
It would just give us slight favor.
Just a slight bit of leeway so they don't kick us out.
Well,
I have a plan.
Braxon was also going to say something.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, we got away with pushing our way into a warehouse before because we had convincing reason to push our way in. And then once we did that, the people in the warehouse did dodgy stuff that made the authorities more supportive of us. So, yeah, we can't break into this house and murder everyone. But if we can come up with reasonable calls for going in or for spying on the place, we're okay. And hopefully we'll discover something that allows us to do something. Anyway, what Braxon updates Yeldan with what he knows, and asks Yeldan what he knows.
I'll tell her I couldn't find any what I was looking for at the residence because there is no dirt around it.
Right. What do you think of the building? Because we're thinking of heading down there and seeing if we can.
Well, first of all, it's completely. It's basically the building's separate in the middle of the room, right? Right. It's in the middle, surrounded by a wall with a yard around it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's 2 stories tall. The second story you can see out. You can see if people walking around the outside of the wall.
Is there somewhere nearby where our friend Lafdul's good at climbing roofs? Is there somewhere opposite where he could go to observe?
Yeah, there was there a few buildings attached to the wall that was higher than the wall? Yes, there was. But I don't know if that's necessarily going to work. It could or it could not.
We could see if there's any rooms we could rent in the area. We might be able to observe the building, or we could just observe the street and see if we see anyone coming in and out. Should we all take a stroll down there and see what we're up against, or?
We have to decide on what equipment we're taking with us. Or at least I do, because my encumbrance will matter. No, carry on. I'm just sorting stuff out my inventory.
All right. Well, if you guys want to, I mean, you'll probably want to switch out for your normal outfits and gear, weapons, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Armor.
Mm-hmm.
As you're doing that, and after you've discussed this all with, Yeldan shared the information that you've gotten so far, everyone else returns as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Nobuan says, after his daughter basically goes to her room to get ready for bed and go to sleep and everything like that, he comes in to your rooms and says, I spoke with Ockar on the way back, and it sounds like you have a strong idea of who the spirit is that has cursed my daughter. Is that accurate?
Well,
This Ryota person, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's a spirit or a man trying to seduce your daughter, but he doesn't seem to have known her for very long, and she seems to be treating him like someone she's known all her life. And what makes me suspicious is you haven't met him, her boyfriend hasn't met him, and from what he said to Ockar, he's talking like he's giving her wedding gifts. That he's, he's talking as if he's part of your family, part of your inner circle. So this guy seems to have come from nowhere. There's just something wrong about this.
I also
That
mentioned
does sound like
to,
a spirit.
I also mentioned to what's his name, Nobion, that everything she wore tonight was a gift from Ryota.
I've just
As
got
far
a
as we can tell.
I've just got a bad feeling about this. It's as if she's being prepared for some sort of ritual. She's being dressed. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's as if she's being turned into another woman or something. One or two gifts from a real friend might be understandable. A complete outfit for a woman. This doesn't seem normal. It seems like she's being dressed up as a whole different person. Like I don't know. There's some sort of ritual planned to steal her body and put another woman in there or something. I don't know.
You realize you're playing full time into his prejudice.
I don't know. I think
I think Braxon is kind of in agreement with him. It sounds like to me.
I think we should get rid of some of these items. If we can replace them with facsimiles, perhaps that will break the hold without her realizing they've gone. Like if we get rid of a ring and replace it with another ring, we get rid of earrings and put in other earrings, perhaps that will change something. Or have one of the servants spill something on the dress that ruins it. I don't know. Yeah? Have some sort of accident take place to get rid of some of these items.
I will discuss this with Etsuki, see if we can do a swap, but even if they're just paste, it takes time to get these items commissioned.
Oh,
They could just go lost. I mean, if we're trying to get those things away from her, wrecking the kimono is not difficult. Spill a lot of wine on it or something, and lose one of the earrings, then she can't wear the other one.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Well, what about if we stage a robbery? What about if we stage a burglary? Someone gets into your place and if she has a jewelry box, takes it.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's
why
are we focusing on this when we can just confront him directly?
But but they're focusing on that because that's what Braxon thinks is going on.
We think this is important, basically.
Or at least Braxon does.
Braxon does. Maybe everyone else doesn't.
But Yeldan's
I don't.
Why don't we just confront him directly about it?
Right, but Big Mac is playing is role playing Braxon. This is what Braxon thinks.
No, that's what Yeldan's saying. I'm not.
Then
like,
just
why
say.
don't we? Why don't we confront him directly? That's what I said. And then you're talking to me like I was talking out of character.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did think that you were talking out of character.
I think we can do one and the other, because losing an earring doesn't mean we can't talk to Ryuta directly anymore. But if Braxon is right, and I'm not saying I agree, in fact I disagree, but if he is right, then this is a good thing to do. And it doesn't hurt, in any case.
But we could just go confront him tonight, right now. We can have rather than all this faffing about.
We can have a lose an earring tonight as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that a staged robbery would work with you all here. If we had thought of this before and she hadn't taken all of the items with her, that might have worked. But I don't know that we could get that done before the wedding.
We could leave tonight, or at least pretend to leave.
But I hired you through the wedding.
Yeah.
No, we need to stay. We need to stay. We can at least have a mishap ruin that dress.
Yes.
We could get her fiance to buy her a dress.
I also thought about this. I had some time to think about this. I'm thinking we should get some silver weapons in case this guy isn't normal.
You won't be able to get them on short notice.
Oh, I can probably buy 20 or so silver-plated arrows easy.
You sure? All right. Well, does Old say we can?
Not at this time of night.
No. Yeah, that's why I said tomorrow. We confront him
I didn't hear that tomorrow, but...
Why don't we go check out the area, and then...
I already did that.
Yeah, but everyone else might want to do that too.
And
so that they can get a feel for it, since you're the only one who's actually seen it.
All right.
Can you draw a map of all the streets in the area so that we can work out what we're doing?
Oh crap! I accidentally closed the wrong page.
And have Etsuke either cut or do something to the kimono that she can't wear tomorrow. Maybe even have Junda buy her a new one. That was a very good idea, I think. So she doesn't. She feels obliged to actually wear the other one.
Yeah.
And not the kimono. I mean, she was outside today with Ryuto. It could have happened that she had a hole in there now. Sometimes you snag somewhere you don't know where, and tough shit.
I will discuss this with Etsuki. See what we can do about getting some of these items away from her.
Yeah, if we had a tear in the kimono, it could be sent off for repair.
Mm-hmm.
You could send it off. You could send it off to the best seamstress, and it's going to take a week to fix it.
So I was informed about that strange birthmark, right, on his neck.
Yep.
It was a upside down crescent moon.
Upside down crescent shape.
Mm-hmm.
Upside down crescent shape on his neck.
Leva.
Can I roll my intelligence?
Hold on. Higgimus was asking Leva something.
Leva, didn't you visit a person that said that they could tell us more about spirits if you gave them details about birthmarks or something?
Mayo Baba?
Yes. I don't recall the name, but yeah.
Yes, we can. Now we know about his birthmark. We could actually go and talk to her.
Okay.
She's not open at night, is she?
No.
I was just gonna ask if I could roll intelligence for the research that I did. See if that brings up anything, or is that too?
That's a little bit too obscure for the amount of time that you had to research.
All right.
So, is there anything that you guys want to do tonight? I mean, you can still go take a look at the residence walk
Yes.
by it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd like
I'll-
to switch into my normal gear before we go take a look at the residence.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will let people know. I'll go with them, but I'll let people know. People from the second story can see the walk around area around the walls. So if
Okay.
he's awake and the lights on, he'll be able to see us.
Okay, so you take us as close as we can get without getting seen, and let's get a light. Let's get familiar with the streets in that area.
I'll take Tayan and have him scout as closely to the house as he can get.
Well, remember.
Oh
he
yeah,
went
Tayan
with-
has a report for you.
Yeah, Tayan went there with Yeldan.
Okay, I have Tayan first convey to me the impressions he had from the house.
All right, what you get from Tayan is that he detected a sense that he was not familiar with, and it seems like there's 3 different sorts of scents. One of them is definitely the scent that was that he detected outside the Mashta residence.
Yes.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. And the second
Okay.
one?
The others are things that he's never smelled before, but they smell one of the 3. I guess one of the other 2, I should say, was very off to him. It did not smell right. It is like, this is just kind of the impression that you're getting. It's like, he considers things like, predator, prey, normal things that are not part of that, and that includes like humans and elves. And then there are the other things. Tends to be monsters, things that he doesn't really know.
Well, he would also, when you say off, it's I imagine a cat smelling meat that's off. But I take it that's not what you meant.
Yeah, no, not something like
Strange.
rancid, but something that isn't right. Like humans, elves, they smell right, but they're not prey and they're not predators.
Okay.
Predators and prey, they smell normal. They're normal.
Mm-hmm.
Other things that don't fit into those categories, that's off. That's not right to him.
Wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's wrong.
I passed that on to the group. I said there's something weird there. And Tayan doesn't know what it is, but he knows that there's something wrong with it.
I bet that's Ryoto himself, and the scent that he recognizes is one of his
Maybe.
servants.
Well, we don't know. On the contrary, I think it's not Ryuta, because Ryuta, if we assume that Ryuta was at what's her name's window, then that was a smell Tayan recognized.
Well,
But what if it wasn't Ryoto that it wasn't Ryoto that he was there? It was one of his servants.
Could have
Because we
been.
never saw said person at window.
Could have
Yeah,
been.
but there's nothing that you could really figure out from what you got.
We don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
The one thing we can figure out is that we don't know. So let's go there and check it out. And I asked Tayan, can I ask Tayan whether there are certain areas where the off smell is stronger?
I mean, he only went around the edges, and he detected them in the at the gates.
Mm-hmm.
So you get from him that there were 2 places that it smelled that way, and Yeldan described to you that there were 2 gates into the compound, into the yard.
Okay. So we could verify that by asking Tayan to show us.
Sure.
If Ryoto is this spirit come monster that Yeldan says a spirit means,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe it is him.
Maybe.
Maybe he's something like a mind flayer disguised as a person or something.
Maybe. We don't know.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
The one thing we do know is that we don't know. Not yet.
Tan has been around Brawl enough to know the scent of mind flayers.
Okay.
Scary.
Right.
Because mind flayers, they're not common, but there are some that live here.
But wouldn't they smell off to him?
They may, but these are unfamiliar smells. These are smells that he has not smelled before.
There you go.
A few days
Okay.
ago.
If anything, I would think actually mind smells would fall under the predator category.
I mean, given that you're not
Humanoid
talking about it
predator.
right now, you don't really know at the moment. But
Yeah. We can't talk to him.
it's not a. He would have told you that he smells something. It would have been something that he smelled before. If it was a mind flayer.
Can't remember if I asked you this. Mine will be really quick. Odd. If I had to speak with animals, would this allow me to converse with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So just
Easy.
something to remember for future reference.
You have access to the animal spear?
It's under divination as well.
Okay.
Speak with animals, 2nd level.
Also, regarding your question about sapping or knocking someone out with the appropriate item, yeah, it depends on the situation. Outside of combat, it tends to be easier to do if you're actually in combat. Then
No, as if I was on the roof, I waited to knock someone out, basically, as they walked past on a patrol or something.
you like drop
It's
down
just-
onto them.
I would just knock them out, effectively, like
Well-
backstabbing, but knocking someone out.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're on the roof,
Oh no,
Yeah,
I
that's-
assume they're patrolling around the roof.
all right, I'm confused as
Oh.
to the situation. I
Why
guess
would they be patrolling on the roof? There was no
the
patrols
second
on the
story
wall.
of where are they inside the building? Sorry.
so.
I've
Are you
missed-
trying to like? But the thing is how would you get to them? That really determines whether or not you can do it.
Were they inside the
Basically-
building? I assumed it was outside.
Well, right, but you would need to sneak up on someone to.
Yeah. Given the situation, if I could sneak up on.
Oh, sure.
someone.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure of the mechanic behind it.
And sapping is usually back pommel of a dagger or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I would
that's
treat it as essentially treat it as a backstab type situation, and just use the damage as
Non-lethal.
yeah.
And if it's enough to knock them out, they get knocked out.
Yeah.
That works. I don't know how
Dagger
backstab works.
backstab. I've only got ×2 until next level, and I get ×3.
I mean, you can also use the punching and wrestling rules in the player's handbook, not the punching part, because almost all of those attacks have a chance to knock out.
What you need is a freaking cloth with chloroform that you can just put over their mouth.
Well, there's probably the equivalent of it
Yeah.
in this.
Well, of course, also chloroform would actually kill a person, but that's beside the. It's how they do it in the movies.
Well, it depends how long you give it for them for.
Chloroform.
But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to try something like that, you could certainly try that, and I mean, a lot of it's going to be situational.
Yeah, I was just trying to learn the mechanic out as well.
All right, there. I mean, to a certain extent, there aren't specific mechanics for it.
You just say, I want to attempt to knock him out.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
I base it on the situation and everything like that. The best way to do a knockout in actual combat, though, is punching rules.
If you have a strength bonus, otherwise.
No, even without that, because it's the type of punch you get that determines. Now, I mean, yeah, a strength bonus can help in terms of like attack rolls and stuff like that, but
It also helps with damage.
it helps with the damage, but it's not based on the damage. It's based on the type of punch you do, which is
Oh.
based on the attack roll.
That's just weird.
No, it actually works pretty well. It's a pretty good system. It looks weird on paper, but it works pretty well. I've used it before. Anyway, I mean, we don't need to talk about that right now. I mean, it'll come up if it comes up. So you guys are gonna head down there to take a look around the residence.
Yes.
Braxon wants to not go to the place where we can get spotted, but
I'm going in my dark suit.
to check out the routes around the area. So he wants the grand tour from Yeldan.
Yeah, I'll take him. Like, I won't go to the immediate outside wall area. I'll just go make a wide thing, so we're not necessarily seen from the building.
Okay, let me just bring you guys over to the map for a second. To that part of the
location.
Map. Yeah,
we don't get a map till we actually enter the residence.
Right. Yeah, I meant location. All right, so this
it's the one
is,
with the E on it.
Yeah, this is the part right there where that line is. Like you can stand up, right here, kind of thing at this corner, and see down, and you can see that the house is 2 floors, and there's a balcony there, and they'd be able to see anyone walking by here.
Mm-hmm. How about
is there anybody on the balcony right now?
Not that you can see.
How about the building opposite? What sort of building does that look like? Does it look like a place where we could rent a room?
No. Does not look like a boarding house.
None of them do, I think. This is Shoutown.
It's actually outside of Shoutown.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Shoutown must be really small then.
It is. Shoutown is just this block right here from...
Oh, so the Mazda residence is outside of Shoutown as well.
Yeah, I mean it's the wealthier you are, you get things out of there and stuff like that. But this is where the majority of the commoners live. People who have a little bit more money sometimes get places outside.
Okay. And we can tell this one's worth a lot of his house is Ryuta's house is worth a lot of money.
Well, he's still renting it.
So,
yeah, but it has a yard.
Yeah, not much of one, but yeah. All right, what were you asking, Braxon?
Sorry, I overtalked you.
No, it's fine.
How about this building here? How easy would it be to get on the roof at the far end and to cross the roof?
It's a Western-style building. It wouldn't be that easy for you guys without your magic rope, but Lafdul could probably do it fairly easily.
Yeah. Surely Braxon has his magic rope on him.
Right, but the point is that you'd have to use it, and that might be kind of...
might be a bit suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to suggest that to Lafdul?
I'm in my dark suit. Yeah. I'm ready to do stuff.
It's a possible thing. Should we do a full orbit of the location, and then see if there's a better place to observe from?
I don't recall exactly, but aren't dark suits illegal?
Not really.
I'm wearing it.
They're suspicious, not illegal.
Okay, so the kind of they're in the march. I just wasn't too sure because I know some of the things, like some of the thiefy things, are just outright illegal.
Yeah.
I'm wearing something to make me look harder to be noticed. That's all I'm doing. It covers my face.
So give me a second. My dog's being loud.
I thought it was the ambience Odd was adding. It might be a bit low quality though.
So do you want to suggest that to Lafdul to go up on the roof and take a look, or what?
I'm with them. I want to go with them.
Yeah, Braxon was suggesting that that's one place where we might be able to observe from.
Right, but again,
and he's saying, shall we make a full circuit of the area, and then see? So basically, we can go maybe to here, and then maybe down to here, and then around, and then do a full circuit. I don't think we can get past there without being seen, but we could get around.
Well, keep in mind that this also, a lot of it depends on whether they're looking for you, whether people are actually watching, and whether they, just because they can see the road doesn't mean that you will stand out.
Yeah,
True.
you just have to, as you approach, look to see if someone's on the balcony.
Okay, what Braxon's motivation is at the moment is so that he can say we all know those streets like the back of our hand.
Yeah.
So that when we come down and we have a fight or whatever, we don't get lost.
Right. So, does anyone
Okay.
disagree with that?
No. I suggest that one of us actually goes, takes a horizontal road and goes past the residency that way, looking busy, like he was walking there all the time. And another person goes down, and the third person goes across again. So
You gotta remember, this is quite late at night.
Right, but Braxon wants everyone to know the streets, kind of thing, rather
Yeah.
than just each person knows one street.
all right, so we just look like we want to go from tavern to tavern.
Yeah, I guess we can look like we're having
slightly
hopping.
drunk, and not altogether proper on our feet.
Yeah, and it could be if people see us multiple times. It's just while we're drunk, we might be getting a little lost on the streets.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Braxon, were you guys just going there to scout it out, or were you actually going to go into the residence itself?
We're just scouting out tonight because my character suggested we go the next
Are you
night.
Braxon?
Oh,
Yeah, Braxon wanted to scout the area so that everyone knew the streets.
Okay.
Because basically the situation we were in was Yeldan told us where the building was, and then from a meta point of view, if we go down there, Aud's going to say you have to roll an intelligence check to make sure you go down the right road or whatever. Whereas if we all go there and we walk around and we know where the back door is, we all know it, if you know what I mean.
Can you take me by later? I'll stay at the house, keep an eye on Himiko.
Okay.
Take me by
okay.
later.
Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough.
Then, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm staying behind, and then I'll take me back later to do the same thing.
Okay.
I had something. Oh yeah, I was explaining the reason why my character suggested going to Mona is so we can get some silver weapons in case he has a resistance to normal attacks.
Magical weapons should work.
Yeah, magical weapons will work automatically, but not all of us have magical weapons.
Well, I'm assuming magical weapons work.
I think actually I'm the only one who doesn't.
You have those magic arrows, you'll be fine for a bit.
Yeah, but I only have... The thing about magic arrows is there's only 3 of them. Limited supply.
Well, you have to make sure you hit him 3 times.
Give me a second, I'm getting a phone call.
But if I get myself like silver arrows and
Hello?
silver long swords to go with...
I think
Is that
James
phone
has
call
set his
across the
mic off.
room?
All right. Well, so if you're going to be trying to avoid, at least for now, the front, the street right in front of it, it's pretty easy to get a reasonable view of the house without being too obvious to anyone at the house. You may be obvious to people elsewhere, but you can at least be familiar enough with the roads and streets and know that there is a gate, here and a gate down there. And keep in mind, these walls, it's not like a castle wall. There isn't like a parapet and stuff like that. It's just a high wall.
Can they differentiate the age of the smells?
Not well enough to tell you. I mean, they're fresh.
So when you say
Even the wrong one, even the false, the
Yeah, they're all
off one.
fresh. They're all fresh.
Okay. Fresh is tonight or within the last few nights?
Last few nights.
Okay.
I mean,
So when you
would guess that today certainly, last few nights or last few nights certainly, this last day, most likely too.
Yeah, because he went to the ball and came back.
Well,
If we're assuming it's Ryoto.
I'm just trying to figure out hereditary and smell is sense of smell is as good as for example a dog that would know a faint smell from a strong smell.
Well, I mean, they've also, clearly whatever these smells are, frequently use these gates.
Okay.
So, Big Mac, you had Braxon, you had a question?
Yeah, you were saying about the walls of so is it a walled off compound with a smaller building inside? Because I got the impression it was the building was right on the street with the balcony overhanging.
Sorry, it is a house with a yard and a wall around it.
Right.
And the wall is human head height, give or take.
I'm pretty sure I explained that the house was in the middle of the yard with the wall around the yard.
It's fine.
But
misconceptions, it's fine. Clarification is good. So it's a house with a yard with a wall around it.
So,
sorry.
So if we got up close, and let's make sure I've got the ruler. If we got up close to like here, we should be able to crawl along below the height of the fence, close to the fence.
Yeah, and it might be difficult for people inside to see you, but you would look very suspicious to people outside.
Sure.
yeah.
I think playing drunk is easier.
Yeah, but I just mean someone could get along there, and maybe a mirror on a stick.
I tell
That
Tayan
looked
to
too
look for
suspicious,
holes.
I think.
I tell Tayan to look for holes to see whether he can slip in.
He could slip under the gates, but you get the distinct impression that he don't want to.
Oh.
I don't blame him. I'm with Tayan on that one. He's a little critter.
Okay.
No, that's a good point, actually. I just remember this. It did not smell like deceased, which is another, I guess, would be another categorization, right?
Well, I'm talking about creatures. I mean, I would tell you if it smelled like rancid meat or disease or something like that. He's smelling creatures.
So, AKA, it's not an undead.
It has said whatever.
It's something he doesn't know, and it smells off. That's all we know, and it's not old meat or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, then as we're making us.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
I was just thinking, like, our characters probably wouldn't know that there's such thing as intelligent undead of the sort. Or
I don't know. Don't forget we fought some undead.
yeah, but they were like mindless, basically.
No, you fought ghasts that could cast spells.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but
that requires intelligence.
that is true.
Okay, as we're making our circuit, Braxton's going to ask Lafdul to check out this building to see if there's a place we could get on to observe our target building and this building, and eventually after we go around the back, this building, and
basically every single
building.
So in other words, every
building.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you wanted to, he could get up almost any of those.
Yeah, but I'm thinking. I want his expert opinion on which one looks best to him.
I wouldn't know until I've gotten up on them, because there's just pictures on the map to me from this point of view.
Well, so the question is, what would you want to get up there for specifically? Just
to
observing?
Look at the building. If there's a building that I can look from the rooftops into,
Ryoto.
Ryuta. Oh god. His house, so I can look in the windows or something from the rooftop.
You could also look for ways to get onto the house, couldn't you?
Not without getting through the wall first.
So on the circuit, you notice that the house itself within the yard, it's 2 stories, but the second story only is smaller than the first story. On the back side here, the part of the house that's towards the back is only one story. So the second story with the balcony doesn't fully cover everything. You know,
So
on the first floor.
here's a question. Never mind, I forgot it. Great. I hate when that.
Okay, I've got a question then.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-part question. First part of the question, and if the first part of the question is no, I won't need to ask the second part. Does Ryoto's house have anything like a chimney on the top? And the second part will be, do any of these nearby buildings have a chimney where we could tie the magic rope to that chimney and send the magic rope over to Ryoto's chimney and basically get on his roof?
I do have tightrope
The rope-
walking.
The rope is only 50 foot long.
It does not have an obvious chimney.
Right.
You do not see any smoke coming out, but that does not necessarily mean anything. The Mashta residence does not have a chimney, but they do have a hearth in the center of the house, and it goes up through a hole in the roof, as opposed to an actual, a chimney with a fireplace.
Right. So, what do you think? Arrow with a rope tied to it. Tightrope walk on it.
It would make
How
a noise
long
when it
is it?
impacts.
True.
Yeah, and also how far away is that gap?
I could
50 feet
probably-
is pretty long, and actually, it's the magic rope is 60 feet if you don't have it knotted.
Just.
I could memorize a silent spell, so it'd be silent impact.
I mean, that's assuming we're going to go in. So we've observed the area now. Should we go back and then I can come down with Higgimus and show him the area?
Real fast before you do that, so again, the question with regards to getting Lafdul on the roof is, what do you want to look at? If you want to keep an eye on the front balcony, then it's basically this house or this one.
Yeah.
Anything else would get you a view on the yard, but not the balcony. You might see in some windows kind of thing too, but
With this map, you're better off using the arrow to point things out, Ald, because
that's fair.
the ping is so big.
Yeah.
And I remember what my question was. How busy are these streets at night?
Right now, not that busy because it's pretty late at night now. So these two buildings, you would get on and you can see the balcony here. This else, you would basically just see the yard and maybe in through a window.
Our guards patrolling
More
down this street.
specifically, how busy is this part?
Yeah.
Not very at all, because it's just a little alley, and it's not a thoroughfare. But people walking down this street, which is definitely more, busier than these streets here, or.
I was just thinking on how feasible it'd be to go there and have grappling hook over the wall, or get over the wall using the magic rope there.
The wall is only human head height. You wouldn't even need a grappling hook.
Someone could just give you a boost.
A boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can or use the rope so everybody could get across without having someone stay behind.
Right, but someone who is good at getting over the wall could boost up everyone else pretty much.
True.
Yeah.
I was just thinking if we need
I
to
don't know about
sneak in,
Higgimus, so.
Well,
Higgimus could probably just step over the wall.
No, but Higgimus can. I mean, even without Higgimus being here, Higgimus can see over the wall.
Higgimus could just walk through the wall.
Higgimus tries to lift himself over the wall collapses.
Yeah.
That might be bad if that happened, though. And we're
Alright,
trying to sneak in.
So you want to head back and get Higgimus, Braxon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That means someone's got to stay behind there.
Does anyone?
Oh yeah, we all go back, and
Well,
I don't see why we need to stick around any longer.
do you think?
Well, is
Well-
there
How
any
much
other?
is this-
Is there anything else that anyone wants to know before they leave?
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
I am tempted to climb up on this house to look into the balcony.
Yeah. Do you want someone to stay with you?
I wouldn't mind someone looking out on the street and telling me when it's quiet.
Yeah.
The more people looking around various streets, the easier it is.
I can stay.
Okay.
Maybe you should agree some sort of noise. Can Tane climb up the building?
A Tane could sneak into the place with you, but he don't want to.
No. I'm thinking that Tane could be sent as a messenger from Lever to Lafdul.
I don't think.
No.
Well, actually, how does the wall look like? Because it's sort of a ferret-like creature, so he should be able to jump from.
He could jump, but he couldn't
jump.
climb, and it's more of a climbing thing.
Well, then he couldn't do it.
I could put him in my backpack, but if I fall, I might land on him.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, that's the problem is if you kill him, if you accidentally kill
I'm
Tane,
going to kill him unless he breaks his neck and lands on his head.
All right, so do you want to go up?
I do if I've got at least 3 people with me.
3.
Three.
Why 3?
Why
One
3?
looking out there, one looking over there, and one looking over there.
Well, in any
So
case,
now-
you want to do it when there's lots of noise, because if you make a noise, then it doesn't. They won't pay attention. Whereas if you wait until it's really quiet, then if you make a noise, they'll notice.
Yeah, but lots of noise means during the day, which probably means people would see him do it.
If you think about it, Ryota's just come back after doing whatever he did to that lady, Omoko. So he might be up to something right now.
What's the light situation in the house? Do we see light, or is everything dark?
Everything that you can see is dark. You can only see the second floor, though.
What I would say as our quick plan is that if Lafdul needs 3 of us to stay, that leaves only one person to go and swap over with Higgimus and send Higgimus down, or to bring Higgimus. So either we do this and then we get Higgimus afterwards, or we swap over someone for Higgimus, and then you go up on the roof. What way do you want to call it?
Higgimus can just look over the wall.
No, I'm saying that I was going to come back with Higgimus and bring him around. So should we do this first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the thing is, here's something I just thought of. Higgimus is tall enough; he can literally just look over that wall.
Yes, but he can't look onto the balcony. He can only look over the wall, but he can't look onto the balcony. The balcony is too high.
And he'd have to get close to the wall to really get any good information.
I'm not thinking that. I'm just thinking I was just thinking of when Higgimus comes down. So you might as well have all 4 of us stay, seeing as we're here now, and you can pop up and take a look, and then we pop back and have a chat with Higgimus, and one of us, possibly me, we'll come back with Higgimus and we'll do a tour so that he knows the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would go somewhere around here and attempt to climb up if it looks feasible.
All right, go ahead and give me a.
Hang on. He's gonna look. He wants to look around to see if I were to fall down, what would I be landing on?
It's stone.
Before you go up, do you want to agree where we're all going, or should we just agree that we're in sensible places?
Huh?
You want 3 people to be on lookout.
I just want you to. Well, actually, I never agreed to a sound. Just say we came up with a sound. You make that sound if someone's coming. Then that means I need to either hide or make myself flat against the roof or something. Actually, the roof's flat.
I'll get a coughing attack if someone comes.
The building here, the roof is flat.
All right, so I can go flat against the roof.
Yeah.
Providing, yeah. All right.
Is there a lip around the whole roof? You could
climb up there and be flat against the roof anyway.
Yeah.
You're in a dark suit.
Yeah, I'm also using my climbing daggers to help me.
How dark is Braxon?
If I need them.
How dark is Braxon? Your complexion, you mean?
No, I'm thinking. No, I just mean Braxon could maybe go up with him.
No.
Yeah, no, it's... I mean, you'd have to use your rope.
Yeah. Well, I could maybe send Lafdul up the rope.
Right, but the
Or is
point
it
is that
nothing
you would...
to do?
I mean, unless you pulled it up afterwards and everything like that, Lafdul can use his thief skills. Move silently, hide in shadows, that sort of thing, to stay hidden, his climb walls. You can't.
Braxon would reveal him. Right, fair enough. Yeah. I'll shut up then.
Yeah, but he's just using
if anybody was gonna go up with him, my character's literally the only option because he's the only one who can move silently and hide in shadows as well. But I have a disadvantage as in the halved because I'm not in wilderness.
All right, well, go ahead and roll your climb walls.
Oh, question: do I need to use my climbing daggers? Is there a surface?
No, you don't need to. The surface is pretty rough.
All right, so they're handhelds and stuff. So I won't use it because it makes noise when I chip into the wall using them.
Yeah.
But if they're handhelds, then Tayan could jump up.
Do you want Tayan to come up with me? I can carry him up in my backpack or something.
What's the point?
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't know.
I mean, it's a matter of us warning you, not you warning us.
Yeah, I don't need to bring him up then. All right, now I'm
so
just
feel free if you really wanted to take him, then take him. But I don't think it will help.
No, there's no need.